Hi Aries, hope you're good. Welcome, thanks for joining me. Okay, also this is for Sun, Moon and Rising and cross watchers as well. Okay. Ooh. Whoa, I haven't got super long arms, so I can't always reach. Okay, all the messages please. Aries, what's going on with them and their person, what's coming up, or who they're dealing with. Okay, what's going on with Aries? What's going on with Aries? What's going on with Aries? Okay, first one out, Judgment, first major. Could be dealing with a Cancer or a Scorpio. Yeah, someone could be going through a spiritual awakening here. You know, they're making a judgment call, making a decision. They're waking up about something. Okay, tell me more about this judgment card for Aries. Tell me more about this judgment card. I think someone's going through changes and transitions as well here. Okay, any more for Aries, please? Any more for Aries? Ah, okay. So this is your card. So we've got the Emperor. Okay. So some of you could be dealing with a fellow Aries, or this could be your energy. You know, you're really sitting in your power here, the Emperor. Okay, Aries energy. Someone who's very authoritative. He could be in charge of his own business. He's very, he's quite serious, you know, the Emperor. He likes to be the king of his own castle. You know, as I said, someone in charge of their own business, hardworking, authoritative. Also, I don't feel that he's one to be messed with. You know, he doesn't like to be messing around with things or people, the Emperor. He's very serious, he's very dedicated, he's hardworking. He's all about order, you know, he likes order. So he could be making a judgment call, you know, it came out just after the judgment. He's making a judgment call, he's calling judgment, he's taking the stand. He could be, you know, whether it's you or your person, he's making an announcement. Look, he's calling judgment here, in his power, in his throne. Look, someone here who's very fiery. They stand their ground, they set boundaries. Yeah. Tell me more about this Emperor. Tell me more about this Emperor, please. Any more on this Emperor? Someone's definitely making an announcement here. A judgment call. Okay, so we've got the Lovers. Some of you dealing with a Gemini. Hang on a second. My arm was stuck in it. I couldn't stretch my arm. Okay, this could be a twin flame soulmate connection. Somebody here could make a choice, a decision between two people. Yeah, so you're dealing with a Gemini. Okay, air sign. There's divine intervention here. I have to mention, you know, someone here is very spiritual, connected to the divine. Okay. It's a very protective, sacred connection here. Okay. Whoops. That one needs to come. Tell me more about this Lovers and this Emperor. So someone's going to have to make a decision here between two people. That's what I'm hearing. A judgment call. They're calling order. They're making a stand. This Emperor card's really talking to me. As I said, order, boundaries. You know, he likes to be in charge. It could be a father figure that someone's dealing with that's quite controlling. You know, they like to be in control of the finances and things like that. If it's not you or your person, it could be you, Aries. It could be in charge of your own business. Yeah. Any more for Aries? Tell me more about this lovers. Okay. So the Ace of Cups was sticking out. So you could be dealing with a water sign. Definitely. Looks like there's going to be some sort of a choice. That's what I'm hearing. Judgment call. Could be a reawakening of something, a rebirth of something, of a connection, of a relationship with your twin or your person who you're dealing with. Yeah. Someone here's got a lot of love for someone, or they're very passionate about something. Whether it be a business or a person. Tell me more about this Ace of Cups. I'm picking up someone here who's quite wealthy as well, very well off, you know. They really like to be in charge here. Yeah, you really stand your ground, Aries. You know, you think with your head a lot. Whoops. Hang on a minute. Okay, so we've got the Three of Swords. Again, air energy. Yeah, I can see where this is going. Okay, so there is a third party situation I'm feeling. Okay, and it looks like someone here is going to have to make a choice between two people. Okay, so somebody could end up getting their heart broken. Because I feel there's a love triangle here. Someone's going through a storm. They're going through heartbreak. They could be going through loss, betrayal. It could be the third party that betrayed them. You know, there's sort of inner emotional turmoil going on here. You know, there could be a third party getting in the way. I do feel someone here is going to have to make a decision. I'm sorry, guys. Between two people, a choice. They've got to make a judgment call. It could be you, because this is your card. You know, you could have a new person coming in. So you're going to have to make a decision between an old person and a new person, you know. Because this is all about choices as well, you know. Decisions, choices, you know. Tell me more about this Three of Swords. What? It's like someone's going to get their heart broken if someone chooses someone else. Tell me more about this Three of Swords, please. Any more on this Three of Swords? Whoop! I got it this time. Wow. Okay, Six of Cups. Okay, guys. So, oh, my arm is stuck. Hang on. So you're definitely dealing with, or you're thinking, someone could be fearful that something from the past is going to come back to haunt them, a third party. It's like someone wants to reconnect with you, or you want to reconnect with someone, you know, or you could be still suffering loss and turmoil from something to do with your past. Again, you could be dealing with a water sign. I just feel someone here is going to have to choose between someone from their past and a new person. Yeah, so you've got the Six of Cups, past person energy, soulmate energy, nostalgia, someone misses you or you miss someone. There's definitely been heartbreak and loss and betrayal in the past. Okay, maybe they were immature, they didn't know what they want, they misjudged the situation, they made a bad judgment call, you know, there's a miscommunication here. It could be someone that you've known for a very long time here, Aries, since childhood, you know, teenagers. I definitely feel you've known this person for a while and they want to come back together with you, or you want to come back together with them. Okay. Oh wow, there's been a lot of upset and betrayal in the past, I feel. Okay guys, so the Queen of Swords just popped out. I definitely feel This is a third party situation, okay, getting in the way of this union, this reconciliation. Okay, so we've got the Queen of Swords, air energy. They could have an air sign around them if there's a third party situation going on, who is quite demanding and sharp with her words. You know, she can be manipulative as well. You know, she likes to act like a sort of widow, if you will. But like I said, she's quite manipulative and cutthroat with her words. You know, it's like, you know, your person could be trying to get away from this Queen of Swords, this air sign, but, you know, she's not having it. You know, she's kind of in the way. Look, she's very demanding. Look, she's not having it. Yeah, I just feel that there's a third party interference here, and someone is fearful. Maybe in the past somebody was quite harsh with their words. Tell me more about this Queen of Swords. Yeah, so we've got the Eight of Swords. You know, so it could be that your person has the traits of an air sign, or you have the traits of an air sign, and you feel trapped and conflicted. There is a way out of a situation, but you're blindfolded and you can't see that. Okay. Now, because this came out after the Queen of Swords, I do feel she is causing a wedge between you. Okay. There's definitely a third party. Your person is dealing with a third party that's toxic, where they feel trapped, restricted. She could be watching their every move. You know, they feel tied, restricted, look, bound. They can't see straight. They've got sort of mental conflict going on. You know, and maybe they're afraid to ask for help, you know, because this third party, look, I really don't like the look of this Queen of Swords. Okay, because of the surrounding cards as well. There's definitely third party influences here. Someone interfering. This could be your person. This could be you, Aries. You know, you could be feeling trapped. It's too painful to see a betrayal, a reality of something. You know, you feel trapped. You could be in your subconscious mind. Yeah, in a sort of meditative state. You feel stuck. Yeah, definitely someone feels stuck in a situation and they can't get out. That's what I'm feeling from that energy there, that card. Okay. It's like someone's going for a sort of mental prison. They feel trapped in their own thoughts. You know, there's a war zone going on in their head. And I'm thinking it's to do with this Queen of Swords, this third party. As I said, I really don't like the look of her. Okay. Is there someone around you? This could be you. Okay, you could be very focused on stability, finances, creating balance for yourself, you know. You could have the traits of an air sign. Could be your person, healing, you know, they could be focused on their finances. Okay, guys, because there's two queens here, plus the Nine of Wands, I do feel that your person has more than one person around them. Okay, we've got the Queen of Swords and the Queen of Coins. So someone here is very materialistic, very greedy, and I do feel that they're hanging on to someone's money. Okay, this could have been going on for a long time. This is probably what drove a wedge between you. That's why you separated. I read energies. I can't help it, guys. Don't shoot the messenger. I just feel that this person that you're dealing with, you know, this third party, she doesn't look very nice at all. She looks quite toxic and greedy. There's two queens here, guys. This person, they could have more than one woman on the go. Definitely communication problems. Also, this is for same-sex relationships. Okay, for those of you that are in a relationship with a woman, there could be more than one woman around. But regardless, you know, I don't read by gender, I read energies. Okay, I do feel that the third party interfering here, she, like I said, she's hanging on to someone's money. She just wants money, power, status. Third parties are very greedy and materialistic. Someone here is very vigilant. You know, you've got the Nine of Wands, you've got fire energy. They could be dealing with a fire sign, could have an earth sign around them. Okay, she's all about the money, isn't she, and stability, you know. Now with this Nine of Wands, it's like this third party, she's watching his every move, you know. You don't know whether you want to stay in this situation or you want to wait for this person. You know, there is love here, there's affection here. But I just feel that you're going to make a judgment call here. Maybe you need to separate from this person, or you are in separation. And it could be you. On the lookout. Look, you're very vigilant. You're on the defense. You've built a wall around you, or your person has. Look, someone here is conflicted. They've got mental conflict going on here, guys. It's like someone is very paranoid and protective of someone. You know, this could be your person. They're protective of their finances here. Yeah? There could be toxic leeches around them. It could be you that's protecting your finances. Yeah? This Queen of Pentacles could represent male or female energy. Someone's definitely very paranoid here, in the defense mode, you know. And I just feel it's this third party interfering here. She's watching his every move, you know. She's not having it. This could have been what happened in the past, and they betrayed you and went to someone else, and I just feel that. Yeah. So you've got Five of Cups, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy. Someone here feels kind of regretful. They're letting their life pass them by. There could be alcohol addictions. Someone here is deep in sorrow, deep in guilt. It could be your person. You yourself could feel betrayed. This is about sadness, sorrow, loss. Someone who feels genuine remorse here, genuine guilt. They just don't want to look at themselves at the moment. They're blindfolding themselves. You know, they don't want to see the reality. You're definitely dealing with someone from the past, or that someone is tied to something from their past. Okay, something went on here, some sort of betrayal with this Five of Cups. It's like somebody wants to put something right, but they feel that it's too late. They're crying over spilt milk, sort of thing. There's two cups still standing. You know, it's like they don't know which way to go. Yeah, with this Five of Cups. Someone feels empty in their life, you know. Tell me more about this Five of Cups. Someone is very protective of their heart and their finances and their assets. That's what I'm picking up here. Someone could have suffered betrayal with money losses here as well. What was that? Any more, please? Tell me more about this Five of Cups. They could be trying to send you a message on the 5D to let you know that they're not happy where they are. You know, they're on the lookout. You know, someone here is very vigilant, very paranoid. Could be having fights with someone. Does that one want to come out? Yeah. Okay, so we've got the Six of Swords. So if it's not you, Aries, it'll be your person. I feel that they want to get away from something or someone. Okay, walking away from troubled waters, calmer waters, yeah. They're seeking comfort, they're seeking harbour. Okay. They're definitely trying to get away from a third party situation, I feel here. They need to release all this emotional, toxic baggage. You could have kids with your person. Okay. They're carrying too much burdens on their back. It could be you deciding to walk away. You know, you're going to set boundaries here. You're going to make a judgment call. It could be you walking away, separating from this person. It could be divorce settlements, you know. But I do feel that your person is going to be walking away from something because they're unhappy. Look. There's a lot of females around the person as well. But someone is definitely walking away from a situation that they're unhappy in, okay? They feel that they're at a stalemate. They feel very lonely. And they feel like they've been betrayed and used for their money, yeah? I feel someone here is afraid to get their heart broken, or they have suffered heartbreak in the past. Okay? It could be you walking away. You could be saying to the universe, something better please. Yeah? Something better please. That's what I'm hearing. Okay, tell me more please about this Six of Swords. Sorry if I keep stuttering. I pick up nerves from people. Honestly, I was stuttering so bad yesterday I sounded like I was having a stroke. Honestly. I really, you know, feel people's nerves. I tune into energy, vibes. Yeah? Okay. Can you tell me more about the Six of Swords, please, for Aries? Tell me more about the Six of Swords. Okay. Yeah. Eight of Cups. So someone's definitely walking away from a third party situation. Okay. They feel regretful that they walked away in the past. Okay. I'm really feeling the energy of that Six of Cups, by the way. Okay. Someone could be traveling, going on a journey, a spiritual journey. Okay. This came out just after the Six of Swords, so someone is definitely walking away. If it's not you, Aries, walking away from this, because you're tired of the third party interferences here, then it's your person. Okay. They're racked with guilt here. Look. And they're walking away because it's toxic. It's not good for them here. It's too much stress, too much baggage. Someone just wants money here and power, and they're walking away from it. Look, calmer waters, yeah? So Eight of Cups, yeah? So someone is definitely making a decision to walk away, whether it be you or your person, from a third party, Aries, okay? Because it's not fulfilling them emotionally, yeah? Someone might need to find themselves a bit as well, you know, they might have lost their identity a bit. There could have even been cheating going on with the third parties, you know. She could have been cheating on him, he or she. But they do really miss you, Aries. I feel that, you know, it's got a lot of potential here, but there's too much heartbreak here that, you know, someone, I feel that I'm picking up distrustful. Someone doesn't trust someone here. You're really standing your ground with this Emperor. This is your card, Aries. Look. Yeah? I feel that you're going to make a decision to go your own way and focus on yourself, or you could be reconnecting with someone from your past, you know, or you're just tired of being in a third party situation. You're going to walk away. There's a lot of people around someone here. A lot. Okay. Can you tell me more about this Eight of Cups for Aries? Outcome here. What's the outcome here for Aries? Yeah. Wow. And I just said this as well. So we've got the Two of Swords, guys. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So again, you know, someone here feels stuck and like they don't know what to do, and like they just want to walk away from something. Yeah. They're at a crossroads. Look. Trapped. There's fears. They could be learning lessons here. You know, they're going through a painful sort of karmic lesson here. Someone might have to make a choice between two lovers. Look, there's stagnation, there's crossroads. They feel stuck. Again, with the blindfold, look. Yeah? Someone might not have learnt their lesson. Yeah? It's too painful for them to see the reality of something. Okay, I'm definitely feeling a choice between two people. Okay? Because, wow, there's a lot of crossroads, you know, stagnation, feeling stuck in the same old repetitive cycle. Hold on a minute, what was that? Okay, can you tell me more about this Two of Swords? Someone's really in their subconscious mind at the moment. There's a lot of illusion here as well. Fears, illusion. Look, someone doesn't want to take off the blindfold because they don't want to see something. You know, it's like they're intentionally blinding themselves. They've got rose-tinted glasses on. Maybe it's you. You don't want to see the pain. You don't want to see the reality. It could be your person. Like, as I said, regretful, wrapped with guilt over their choices, you know, and the, you know, the actions of their consequences. Yeah. Okay. some more please for Aries. Tell me more about this Two of Swords. There's definitely going to be a choice here. Someone's going to have to make a choice, a decision to walk away, or a decision between two lovers. Definitely. Okay. Okay. What was that? What? Another Queen? Ooh, okay, so we've got Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. Okay, we've got the Queen of Wands. That's another Queen, guys. Either my eyes are playing tricks on me, or someone is literally sleeping with a lot of women. I mean, wow. So we've got the Queen of Wands, you know. This could be you. You know, you are represented, you have fire energy as well. You know, powerful, confident Queen. She doesn't need anyone. She's very reliant. She's independent. She's tough, you know. She stands in her, you know, she sits in her power. She stands her ground. She builds for herself, you know. So this could be you, you know. Or it could be someone that's thinking about this powerful Queen, you know, passionate, fiery. Again, you know, they could have multiple women around them. That's 3 Queens, guys. Yeah. Could have a controlling fire sign around your person. Yeah. Could be you. I don't need anyone. You know, I want to depend on myself. I want to give myself order. You know, she likes to travel. Yeah. I definitely feel that whoever you're dealing with, wow, they've got a lot of lovers around them. You know, also you could have a new person coming in, and you're going to have to make a choice. This is definitely same-sex relationships. Someone's definitely going to have to make a decision between multiple choices or people. There's going to be love offers here with a lot of people. Or you're just choosing to go it alone here. Someone's walking away, look, because they've had enough. Also, someone here is very paranoid, like I said, vigilant. They've had enough. They're distrustful of people. As I said, she's the most confident and powerful of all the queens. You know, she doesn't need anyone. She's very self-reliant, self-efficient. You know, she doesn't need anyone. You know, she doesn't depend on anyone. Tell me more about this Queen of Wands. Tell me more about this Queen of Wands. Okay, so the Seven of Cups is sticking out here. So again, your person could have codependencies, addictions going on, again with the illusion, heavily dependent on alcohol. Someone here needs to figure out, or is figuring out, what's most important to them. Okay, is it money? Is it materialistic things? You know, is it getting married? Is it divine feminine? Is it who you're dealing with? Getting a house? You know, someone here is very confused and can't figure out what they want, which makes sense because you've got the Two of Swords plus the Eight of Swords. Someone here is very conflicted. Yeah. Now, I do feel this is you, Aries. You know, someone here is going to make a choice here. They can't figure out what they want. Look, they feel stuck. They're at a crossroads. They might need to go at a standstill sort of thing and make up their mind what they want. Yeah? Either to walk away, go it alone, or choose somebody else. Yeah? Because it's like someone here something is clouding their judgment here. If it's not you, it will be them. It could be both of you thinking about each other very heavily. But someone here is going to have to make a decision here, a judgment call, to avoid furthermore, you know, any more further heartbreak and loss and betrayal here. Okay. There's definitely deception. I feel there's a lot of deception here. Unfaithfulness. You know, someone here could be quite greedy, and I just feel that's the third party. Yeah, there's a lot of illusion here. Could be the dependency, you know, the alcohol. It clouds your judgment, it blocks it out, because someone doesn't want to see something. It's like they're not waking up. They're in a sort of dream state, you know. They need to wake up. They don't want to see reality here. Look, yeah. Remember the Seven of Cups? Yeah, yeah. Somebody wants to get away from something. Look, Seven of Swords. Sneaky, deception. Look, they want to sneak away from something or someone. I'll say that much. Yeah, they're trying to get away. Look, it's not good for them. Look, it's not good for their mental health. Their mentality is not good. You know, they're blindfolded, stuck, trapped, stagnation, crossroads. You know, it's like it's like their head is in the clouds. They could smoke a lot of weed, a lot of alcohol. They overspend. Look, they overindulge. Someone here who's very money orientated and materialistic. Yeah. But someone here definitely wants to get away from something or someone. There's stealing going on here as well. Yes. Hang on. Seven of Swords, Seven of Cups. Yeah. Someone could be stealing, third party, stealing money, you know, stealing someone's treasures, you know, their prized assets, their possessions, you know. Seven of Swords. Let me get some more on this Seven of Swords. There's definitely deceptive behaviour going on. And I just feel someone is going to walk away from something. Ooh. Hang on a minute. I just feel someone is saying something better. Something better? That's what I keep hearing here. Hang on a minute. Where's that gone? Put that one I wanted to jump out in. Yeah. Tell me more about the Seven of Swords. Whoopsie daisy. Nearly fell on the floor. Okay, so I've just pulled. Hang on a second. Someone is definitely walking away from a situation because they've had enough. Okay, hang on. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so I've just pulled Major Arcana of Death. We've got Scorpio energy. Then we've got the Four of Swords. Okay, it's like someone's praying to get out of this situation because they've had enough. You know, they're walking away. Look, they're trying to get away. Look, someone here is very deceitful. We've got the Four of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. You know, there's so much betrayal, cheating, lies. Wow. It's like someone's praying. Look, they're saying, I want out of this situation. I've had enough. They want to leave it behind. Yeah, it could be you saying a prayer. Look, could be making you ill. Yeah. So there's definitely a cycle ending. You know, it served its purpose. Yeah. It's time to put this chapter behind you. Yeah, it's time to walk away. The inevitable, yeah? Also, there's change here as well. Someone's making a change for the better. A judgment call, yeah? To walk away towards better things, you know? You're saying to the universe, something better, please. Also, there's a transition here, look. Someone's going through a transformation, an awakening, you know, to walk away from a situation. It could be a reality check, yeah? Tell me more about this Death card. Definitely. Yeah, yeah. Someone's, look, they want to free themselves, look. See? They want to free themselves from a toxic third party. It could be you, Aries. You want out of this situation. Yeah? If you've got kids with your person, you want to focus on your kids, you know, their well-being. Yeah? So we've got the Sun. Yeah? So that's what you're saying to the universe. That's what you're praying for. Something better, please. Yeah? You know, this person might want to come home to you. They love you. They feel regretful, but it's too late. Because someone is walking away, look. You know? You're saying something better, please. Because this situation, it's not getting anywhere. You know, it's causing you stress. It's causing you anxiety. you don't feel free. You want to be free. You want to feel liberated. You want a new start in life. Look, when the sun comes up, look, death is only the beginning. Look, you want to make a new start for yourself. Look, pursue your heart's desires. Focus on you. Yeah. This situation looks very stressful and toxic. There's a lot of deception, a lot of lies. There's stealing going on. There's heartbreak. There's betrayal. You know, someone can't get their head out of the clouds. Yeah. Multiple lovers. You know, or you could choose to reconnect with this past person energy. You know, this water sign. Have a new start with them. As I said, you've got the Lovers card there, so someone's going to have to make a choice between two people. Have a new start with them. Yeah. But someone definitely is freeing themselves from something, cutting cords with it and walking away. They're saying something better, please. Yeah. You want to feel accomplished in your life. You want to feel free. You want to feel like you've achieved something. You know, you deserve better. Yeah. And that's what you're saying to the universe. Look, the sun's come up. You've had your reality check. You've gone through this awakening. You know. And you're saying to the universe, something better, please. Look, you're making a judgment call. You're setting boundaries. You're standing your ground here. You know. Someone definitely wants to free themselves from a situation. Whoop. I do believe this has reached the end of its time now, the cycle. It's come to the inevitable, you know. Somebody just wants out of this situation. That's what I'm feeling here. Do I need to pull any more? Any more want to come out for Aries, please? Any more? Any more want to come out for Aries? Okay. Can you... tell me more about this sun. There's some more want to come out here. Okay. I just feel that you're being called to something better. Yeah? Okay. Any more want to come out for Aries? Hi, George. Cat just jumped on the bed. Hello. Okay. Any more want to come out for Aries? Any more for Aries? Yeah. Okay. So we've got Leo energy again. Yeah, both. Yeah. Okay. So we've got another major. Again, fellow fire sign. So it's like you're finding the strength and the inner courage to walk away from something. You know, this has really sort of tested your limits, tested your strength here. You know. And I just feel that you are saying to the universe something better here, you know, just finding that strength, you know, to walk away from something. It could be everything that you've ever wanted, but deep down, you know, really sort of inside yourself, you're saying, you know, it's time to walk away. Just finding that strength and that courage to do that, to go it alone. Yeah. Again, you know, fire sign, the strength card, you like to be free, you like to be liberated, you don't want to be tied down, you don't want to be caged, you want to be free, a free spirit to do what you want. Look, yeah, this situation doesn't make you feel good at all, you feel trapped, it's just too stressful. Yeah, you need to think of yourself. You might want to show yourself more love. Could have taken your confidence away, this situation. Yeah. You know, it looks like you're ready for the next thing in your life, to start a new chapter, a challenge. You know, you might want to go on a journey, a spiritual journey, you know, spiritual growth. And you're just going to make a judgment call here. Yeah. To set boundaries. Yeah. something better, pursue your heart's desires. You want to be free here. You want to free yourself from this. Yeah. If anyone's lost anyone here, please take my condolences. I just feel that, especially you Aries, you or your person, just finding that strength and that courage, you know, that inner strength to walk away from something, it's really hard. But you want to be free here. Look, it's time to think of yourself here. Yeah? So it's time to just make a change, make a stand, make a judgment call, you know. Go it alone, go on a journey. Look, something better, please. You might need to find yourself again, rejuvenate, heal, recover, yeah. Someone's definitely going on a journey here, could be going travelling, yeah. Okay, so is there anything else that Aries needs to know? Is there anything else Aries needs to know? Somebody might have trouble communicating something as well. Maybe they feel that they're not acknowledged or they're not heard. Because it's like someone's got a blocked throat chakra. I just feel somebody just is craving and yearning for freedom. Yeah? Maybe their spirit feels trapped as well. Their soul, you know, is hurting their soul. Could be embracing your spiritual side as well. Is there anything else for Aries? Anything else for Aries? Anything else for Aries? Anything else for Aries, please? Anything else for Aries? I just feel that you want to create your own happiness, you know, in charge of your own destiny, yeah? You just want to be free. Someone here is craving freedom. They feel trapped, yeah? You crave freedom. You miss happy memories from your past. You could be embracing your inner child, you know? You just feel trapped. That's what I keep feeling here. Whoop. I feel that you just want to build for yourself, okay? 7 of Coins. You want to build for yourself, you know, you want to manifest things with yourself, focus on your finances, focus on your profit, plant something, yeah? You need to know that, you know, not to devalue yourself, don't question your self-worth, yeah? You could have felt like you was pushed out, pushed aside in this situation, yeah? So I really do feel that you are focused on your finances and your career at the moment, Aries. You know, like I said, you're really going to stand your ground here and walk away from something. Someone here is walking away from something for something better. Yeah? To master their own craft. Look, be in charge of their own destiny. Yeah? To manifest happiness, to manifest the abundance, the blessings, you know. Be free. You know, so you're really going to think logically about this, you know, really setting boundaries, making a judgment call. You're waking up, ending this negative chapter and starting something new, yeah? With this Death and this Sun, something bad is ending and then something better is starting, yeah? Something new, going towards your heart's desires, yeah? you really do just want to manifest something and, you know, build something for yourself. Yeah, just finding that strength and courage to do so. So something ending and something starting. You're saying something better, please. Yeah, you want to feel liberated. Yeah, you want to feel comfortable in your own skin. Yeah, all right, Aries. So that's what I've got for you today. The messages for, you know, the reading for April. I know it wasn't the best. Let me know if it resonated. Hope it was insightful. Okay. You know, if you're new, give me a like, give me a subscribe, join my spiritual house. And yeah, and I'll see you again real soon. Peace, love and blessings, and happy birthday, Aries. I know it's Aries and Pisces' birthday for March. Hope you have a nice day. And yeah, and I'll see you again real soon. Love you all so much. Mwah.